And where will these hardy children grow up? Motala is a quiet semi-industrial town with a population of 30,000. It has a sizable immigrant community, about 25%. It lies midway between Stockholm and Gothenburg, beside Lake Vättern. At the end of another long and busy day, head teacher Evelot Peterson heads home. She lives just outside Motala in a small wooded village beside a lake. Her impressive period home with extensive grounds may look expensive, but this house costs just £160,000. Just as well when you hear that her annual salary is only £30,000.
Must be good, this wine. We'll see.
Husband Phil is from England, a teacher who taught in Birmingham for many years. He's now semi-retired, but still spends 2 days a week in the classroom teaching English to students who once attended Evelot's preschool. And they've clearly impressed him.
I think the literacy skills, as far as I see them, and I see them in relation to their second language learning, of course, English, then their levels are very good.
Can you find out how many countries in the world have a national cricket team? Did anybody manage to do that? How many countries?
16.
16? Okay. Can anybody think why these particular countries play cricket? Why is it, do you think?
It's English colonies.
English colonies. That is a perfect answer.
Formal schooling officially doesn't start till 7. The normal sort of compulsory school age is 7 to 16. And before 7, reading and literacy aren't really matters of concern.
I'm going to ask you how old you were when you first started to read and write, to learn to read and write.
5 or 6.
5 or 6?
5. 6 or 7.
6 or 7?
5 or 6. 6.
When I first came across this, I was quite sort of taken aback by it.
Was there anybody who was ever worried about learning to read and write?
No.
Nobody?
If this was in England, we'd be thinking, there's something wrong here. You know, why aren't they reading? Why haven't they got further in their development? It's not as if they aren't developing perfectly well. They are. I mean, they're bright, young children.
It's a good time to learn to read and write around 5 or 6 because you think a lot of things are interesting and you want to learn stuff because older kids learn stuff. You want to be like them.
I think 3-year-olds must have the chance to be kids, and then when they grow older they can have the opportunity to learn and read.
It's your time then to be a baby, not to learn.
Allowing time to be a baby. Perhaps that's the key to understanding the success of preschools in Sweden. Their governments say this should be a place of fun for 1 to 6-year-olds to feel safe and secure. A place where they learn almost exclusively through play and where they do things for themselves.
We try to get the children doing as much as they can themselves. If we can give them the trust to be on their own, they will take that responsibility. And it's a lot about social training, and training together with other children is very important. Like they are laying the tables. It's a cooperation with other children.
The type of food the children serve and eat is an integral part of preschool life too. Jamie Oliver would be thrilled. It's all wholesome, natural, and wherever possible, organic.
I always have fruit or vegetables to every meal. It always have to be as fresh as possible. I always make everything myself, bake my own bread, just because it tastes better, much healthier.
When my children were small and went to preschool, every time there was a birthday, the children had ice cream or cake. They don't do that today because they're much more aware of the sugar, the problem with the sugar.
Today I'm making something called kåldolmar. Typical Swedish. It's minced meat with cabbage. You put minced meat into the cabbage and then you prepare it in the oven.
They have difficulties to concentrate during their work at school if they don't eat healthy food. They often have headaches or get sick easier if they don't eat healthy food. So that's important, yes.
What about chips?
No, not chips.
We start to have a problem with fat children, and we think that if the children are happy to move their body, then they will keep on doing that.
Today we are going out to the lake and we take a walk with all our children, and we have fresh air, and we go to a climbing tree and have some fun. It's very important to be outside and to run and jump.
We think that being outside is a good opportunity to learn a lot of things.
However, the learning on these daily excursions is far from structured. No formal questions or worksheets, but plenty of time to play with the children. The class explore the lake and woods using all their senses, but there's no expectation on the practitioners to collect evidence about what the children see, feel and understand.
I do know something about the kind of evidential gathering systems that are in place in preschool in the UK now, and there isn't that here. There's much more attunement to individual needs. You're not working towards testing, for example. There's almost a logic that demands that you work to the tests and everybody's treated the same, because that's the only way you can do that. If there aren't any tests, you work to the individuals. That seems to me to be a difference in the way the whole system's structured.
It follows that in preschool there are no formal lessons as such, not even in literacy.
Då klappar vi händerna samtidigt. Maximilian! Oj, vad många!
We don't teach reading and writing in that systematical way. We are trying to build a base for reading and writing.
These rising sixes play games with language 3 times a week. It's called Literacy Hour, but you won't find phonics, big books or plenaries. They meet in small groups perched on adult-sized chairs to match the dimensions of the grown-up world outside.
If the child is very interested in letters, of course they will write letters and we show them how to do it. But they don't need to. It's their choice. If they are interested, they will do it.
When the time that the children live here, they have a good start to begin reading in the school.